We're joined now by Emily Boyle with the press review. Emily, you're starting off with our top story in Iran.
Yes, well, this is, of course, all over all of the front pages. But let's start in Iran with the state-controlled Tehran Times. This is their front page today, only available on X because their website is down. It has a photo of the pro-regime protests that were organised on Monday. And their headline here reads, Iran's nation sends defiant message to Trump, game over. Now, interestingly, down here, the paper boasts about a complete Starlink blackout, and down here only discreetly mentions internet disruptions, which is a little bit of a euphemism. Let's have a look at RFI. They have quite a different picture here. They're talking about an unprecedented digital blackout. The reality of the situation is that internet's been cut out almost completely in the country since the 8th of January. So the blackout makes it harder for protesters to communicate, but also for the outside world to really know what's going on in the country. Still, there seems to be a trickle of information that's coming through. And The Guardian has a really interesting analysis article here. It discusses what it calls an ecosystem of smuggled tech, which holds Iran's last link to the outside world. Now, the article says that the few photos and videos that have come out of Iran have come from very specific online tools designed to get through the censorship. The most important of these is the few Starlink terminals that have been smuggled into the country over the past 2 years. Now, Iranian authorities are apparently even using drones to hunt for certain satellite dishes on the rooftops of certain buildings. Elon Musk's SpaceX has now made Starlink access free in Iran, but Starlink owners and users can still be arrested on charges of espionage.
All right, well, it seems internet shutdowns are being used elsewhere in the world as well.
Yes, Ugandans as well are seeing the use of internet shutdowns. Let's have a look at this daily paper here from Uganda, the Daily Monitor. Their front page, pretty self-explanatory here. It just says, silence internet shutdown leaves Ugandans in the dark. This has already happened in 2021 during the previous presidential elections, where an internet cutout had lasted for 4 days. The Africa report is also talking about this here. It talks about how it's been ahead of the election. Apparently, authorities have said that the blackout was to prevent misinformation and incitement to violence ahead of the presidential elections. And now 81-year-old Yoweri Museveni is seeking to extend his 40-year rule. Now, another paper in Uganda here has a slightly different take. The Independent, it says that his widely expected win will deepen succession and Gen Z challenges. The article points out that Uganda has an extremely young population, which could be inspired by Gen Z protests that were happening around in the region. It also points out that Uganda's aging president might see his succession battle intensify if he were to get a 7th consecutive term.
Right, meanwhile, in the UK, the far-right UKIP party has unveiled its potential new logo.
Yeah, this is all over social media in the United Kingdom. Let's have a look at the British Independent here. The UK Independence Party, or UKIP as it's known, has submitted its new logo to replace its purple and yellow pound emblem. And people have accused it of looking a little bit like, or rather quite a lot like, a Nazi symbol. Now, we can have a look at the new logo here. This is the new UKIP logo. It has a spear there, and what this is supposed to be a shield, and that cross, and a new tagline, the new right. Now, a lot of people have been saying that that cross looks oddly like the Iron Cross used by the Nazi Party between 1933 and 1945. That here is the Iron Cross here. But UKIP have been saying that they've actually inspired themselves from this cross here, which is a Christian symbol. It's called the cross petit. It's also used by the royal family. Now, I think I'll let the viewers make their minds up over which one it looks like more, but it's made quite a lot of people angry in the United Kingdom.
All right, well, in Morocco, things are heating up at the Africa Cup of Nations. Tell us more.
Yeah, it's a really exciting day for football fans because it's the day of the two semi-finals of the Africa Cup of Nations, and it's a pretty star-studded cast for tonight's games. No less than 5 African Ballon d'Or winners will be playing for their spot in the finals. Look out for Achraf Hakimi, Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen, Sadio Mane or Mohamed Salah. Now, the rivalry between Sadio Mane and Mo Salah is one to look out for in particular, and one that The Guardian is discussing here today in this article, that the former Liverpool teammates have played each other 6 times in international football. Most importantly, Egypt and Senegal, the teams they play for, recently met in the 2022 AFCON finals, where Senegal won their first AFCON title on penalties. Mo Salah, though, is yet to win an AFCON title, so tonight's game is sure to be a really interesting one. And finally, the huge fixture also on tonight that the Parisien is talking about is Morocco as they face Nigeria, the Atlas Lions against the Super Eagles. It's all to play for, but it's going to be a very exciting evening for football fans.
All right, finally from you, Emily. You're taking us from football fireworks to musical fireworks.
Yeah, this is something for the K-pop fans. If you're not so much into football, you'll be delighted to know that BTS is back and they've announced their year-long tour, 79 dates to look forward to. Tickets are on sale from January, so you should get your hands on those if you have time.
All right, Emily Boyle, thank you very much for that look at the papers. We'll be right back after this short break on France 24.